It's Monday the 11th of January and we're on chapter 4 of our class reader Monster Slayer. Quick recap, Grendel the monster has set up camp in the Great Hall and everyone's absolutely terrified of him. So everybody's can't go to sleep because they're so frightened what will happen at night. Chapter 4. Let's hope it's focused. Is it focused? Not one bit. There we go. Oh, warriors from distant lands. Oh, warriors means soldiers, doesn't it? Soldiers. There was no laughter in the kingdom, no songs, no feasting, no joy. Stories of the monster's terrible deeds, that means doings, spread far and wide. Warriors came from distant lands to prove themselves heroes and destroy Grendel, but none was great enough. The first soldier, had a magic bow. I'm the greatest warrior of all, he said. I will destroy Grendel with my bow. The king hoped against hope that the stranger could fulfill his boast. Kind of keep his promise. At dusk means when the sun goes down. So at dusk, at nightfall, when Grendel rose up from his nest of rat's bones and came to the village, the warrior took out a magic arrow and aimed it at Grendel's heart. But the arrow might as well have been a feather for all the harm it did. There's Grendel. What a beast. Can't see an arrow anywhere. Oh my gosh, I think I can see where the warrior now is. I think he's going to be scoffed. Oh no, there's his bow. Oh indeed. A monster. The next warrior had a magic dagger. It might as well have been a reed. That means like the stem of a plant. It might as well have been a reed for all the harm it did. Other warriors came, and many lost their lives. Some were fools, and others were brave. All the same, none could defeat Grendel. That means win against him. He mocked them. Mocked means laughed at them. He mocked them with his terrible song. And this is Grendel singing. I won't sing. I know he's singing or speaking because of the what do you call those ones again? Inverted commas. Well done. Sweet human meats, the best to eat, and human bones, the best to grind. Human blood will flow again, and terror haunt the human mind. And so the years passed, and the dust lay as thick as snow in the great hall. People's spirits were broken, and no one took pride in themselves or the land. Crops, that means plant you eat, crops failed in the fields. Houses fell to wrack and ruin. Paths grew over and were forgotten. No warrior would stand against Grendel now. More human bones than rats' bones littered his nest. Then early, one frosty morning, As winter took hold of the kingdom, a boat came sailing over the horizon. It was unlike any other boat that had sailed on the sea before. Its front part was carved with the face of a dragon, and its mast looked like the antlers of a stag. A stag is a type of deer, it's a male deer, and the antlers are like the horns, a bit like a reindeer horn. So this was on the front of the boat. It was like a dragon with antlers. The deck glittered with flecks of frost, and in the light of the rising sun, these were as red as rubies. So it's a ship, isn't it, that's come? And the deck, which is the floor of the boat, is glittering, and it looks like rubies. Oh, here we go, it's a picture. There's the sail. There's the mast holding it up. And that looks to me like you know who coming to rescue them all. It was such a wonderful sight that the people rushed to tell the old king right away. 2 of his servants helped him walk to the cliff top, and he stood and watched as the vessel, that means boat, pulled into a rocky bay. A young man stepped from the boat and strode, that means kind of walked confidently, and strode with ease up the cliff's steep path. The moment the old king looked into the young man's clear eyes, he knew who had come to his land. For years, rumours had reached him about a strange young man who lived across the northern rim of the world. A boy with the strength of men, but one who was gentle and hard to provoke to anger. Oh, strength of 30 men, but one that was gentle and hard to provoke to anger. So that means a boy with the strength of 30 men. So he was really strong, but one who was gentle. But he was gentle at the same time, so he was strong and gentle and hard to provoke to anger. Provoke means to kind of wind up, and hard to wind up to anger. So he was strong, gentle, and he didn't get angry very easily. That's the king again. Are you Beowulf? He asked. Yes, said Beowulf, and I have come to face Grendel. I would have come some time ago, but the time to face him is written in the stars. And do the stars say the time is now? The king asked. Yes, said Beowulf. Tonight we will light candles in the great hall, and I will wait there for him. So many warriors had come before Beowulf, and now were nothing more than bones used to line Grendel's nest. The old king felt afraid for Beowulf, but his fear for the young man's life was not as strong as his desire to free his kingdom from the demon who haunted it. And so he welcomed Beowulf with glad heart, and together they set off for the great hall. When they arrived, the sun had begun to set, and the villagers were leaving for their hidey holes in the forest. They didn't sleep in the hall, did they? Because they were too frightened. So they would hide in the forest. The king helped Beowulf light the great hall with candles, for Beowulf said the light would confuse Grendel. Then the king departed. Departed means left, troubled in his mind. Beowulf would face the dangers of the night alone. Lighting candles to try and confuse him. Oh, that must be the young warrior. He looks a bit fancy, doesn't he? And he's Beowulf. Yeah, he's lighting candles. Oh, we're on chapter 5. That's Beowulf. What's going to happen? Do you think he's going to get gobbled? Not sure.